For sure. Now, you were called, 50 Cent called you delusional today based on that response. Like, how do you respond to something like that?
I don't even give a fuck about what 50 said because I had nothing to say about him. You know? Mace need to go on a diet. He need to get his life together. He need to go to the doctor and get a physical. He look terrible, bad body, back. Nigga look big around the neck, waist look crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He need to go get his shit together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something.
Jones and 50 Cent are still at each other's throats this time around, and the drama started when Jim showed up to the Breakfast Club and threw some slick remarks at 50. Without holding back, he called him a sucker when the topic of a Vero war was brought up.
Nothing with that sucker. You heard? Leave him out of the conversation.
You don't start.
No, they did. Don't start.
He said around. He said New York, and that's the only one that has a cap.
50 isn't going to waste any more time than necessary retorting Jim's discography and bringing up past drama as though it had never ended. But you already know that he won't stop there. Jim was actually thrown under the bus for Javant Tank by 50. Fans have taken sides in the ugly confrontation that Davis had, leaving the internet in ruins. Does there really exist animosity on the street? Or is Jim inflaming the situation to sell his new record? We ought to discuss it.
You getting money right? Yo, do sports, 10 million right now. Today, nigga, I'll catch a flight wherever you at. In the morning, I'll catch a flight wherever you at. You with Mayweather and them 10 million. I'll meet you in any boxing ring. Yeah. Now go make some jokes about that on your next show. I'll box your head off, you know that. Don't play with me.
For the past minute, 50 has been in the news, keeping everyone on the internet on edge when he was pursuing Big Meech. And now, he is aiming for Jim Jones. To keep it a mystery, though, Jim was fired first when DJ Envy brought up potential opponents for View the other day while they were chewing it up on the Breakfast Club. Jim was not hiding anything when his name was called. He called 50 a sucker. And you already know that 50 isn't the type to ignore that. However, despite Jim's haughtiness, the man claims to have a single song that is insane. The only song Jew was given was Balan, which was written by Max B50. He enhanced it by sharing a photo of himself, wearing smart attire and expertly sipping his Branson knack, with the caption, "Pure 50 energy." Nobody was surprised by his response, which was actually expected, but Jim isn't really buying into that story. Despite his repeated assertions that he has more solo successes than most New York rappers, he still believes the city hasn't given him the credit he deserves. The majority of them have fewer solo records than I do. I believe that many people will find it challenging to be successful with Capo in NYC. I got many gold singles, and I got some comments from 50 people. For the little time that Jim spoke with Double XL, he was direct. Yes, he was upset by 50's comments, but he is keeping things focused and progressing rather than venting. You've been seeing Jim more than usual lately too, because he's been out a lot lately advertising his latest record on the church steps.
For sure. Now, you were called, 50 Cent called you delusional today based on that response. Like, how do you respond to something like that?
I don't even give a fuck about what 50 said because I had nothing to say about him. You heard?
However, the fans did ride with 50 on this one, despite Jim Jones's disapproval, because We Fly High Ballin' is the only Jim Jones song that most people can still recall. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to think of two love and hip-hop songs that would think of him more than anything else. Sure, he's not giving up. The WBA Super Featherweight Champion, Lamont Roach Jr. squared up against Javant Tank Davis on March 1. The fight finished in a chaotic, controversial draw, which many fans aren't holding back from dubbing one of Tank's worst performances to date. Most fans had assumed that Tank would handle things easily.
Disappointing Javante Davis has been as far as the resume is concerned. If this is about as manufactured a star.
Walked to the ring. The fight music for Jim Jones and Jules Santana 50 is also being blamed by him for Tank's weak performance. In an attempt to capture every moment, he posted a video of Cameron and M cutting it up, claiming that Jim and Jules clicked right away. Naturally, he responded to him with his signature caption, "You got to stay in good company, man." There was a ninja with a full gray beard and another with his teeth falling out. By trying to demonstrate a Trome heart scarf to the other ninjas, Cameron was effectively saying the same thing.
People you with could possibly your energy up for some shit that you supposed to do. You can't come out with that energy, man. It's bad energy, man. It is bad energy, man. Nobody's happy over there. Everybody's sad. Everybody act like they happy.
It must have stung Jim even more that 50 was backing Cameron since, let's be honest, a big part of the ongoing feud is that 50 and Cam are cool now. Earlier this year, 50 and Cam met again and talked about how Jim was wonderful with 50 in 2007. Since his Dipset brother was hooking up with his op at the time, Cam wasn't feeling that at all. Witty.
What was your thought process behind saying, yo, you know what? What was how this work?
Let me say this, look.
How'd it go?
I was there. I'm in your horse and carriage video. I'm in the pool.
What? Oh, you know what? You told me this.
Your horse and carriage video.
You told me this before.
I was in the pool in the horse and carriage video.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you look, like on everybody's there,
right.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when balling took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing.
Jim had to answer the same way that Cam's comments went viral after Work After 50. When he made an appearance on Justin LeBoy's Respectfully podcast, he advised them both to stop teasing his name and take up more productive pursuits.
The point where all the famous people know me, then after that it was like, shit, I'm just as famous as all the famous people. I can't do what I used to do for you. You heard? Somebody got to do that for me right now, because I'm super lit. You heard? But I put my life on the line for all of this shit, and you know, and everybody knew that.
He naturally reacted against 50 by presenting a full court transcript, complete with receipts and a wiretapped exchange in which Jim was talking about holding Tekashi accountable for leaving the 9 Tree Gangsta Bloods. Even worse, 50 slapped him with the caption, LOL, Individual 1 calling the shots out here. Each fan is amazed at how crazy things got between these two. Since once upon a time 50 was actually trying to get Jim Jones to sign to his label, but well, those were the times.
This is your favorite show right now because I'm on it. And I told y'all earlier I was going to bring somebody new in the G Unit. I might have a new signing, I might not. You see, I got the whole G Unit here. We're going to get it going. You got that shit.
For Jim's answer, Cam also had some jokes. With the lyrics, "It's okay to forget about the past. We're here now." He shared a video of himself in a maze that was accompanied by Paul Inman's Push It to the Limit from the film 83 Scarface. While pretending he wasn't feeling Jim, he persisted in criticizing him on his podcast. His Harlem roots were brought up, and he had to swiftly tell him that he didn't even know how to rap when he first started playing the game.
You was a fan. You begged us. You were a fan. A fan. We didn't go out with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons on 142nd Cross Square. D Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to my nigga, what's the nigga Final Four Billy and them used to? You're not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem shit and everything. You ever see somebody?
When Jim got to the Breakfast Club in August 2021, he also talked to Cam and let out his frustrations regarding the locks and dips for zoos. Jim asserts that neither he nor Joel Santana was mentioned in the money talks, suggesting that Cam took the bigger bag. However, Jim wasn't done yet. Cam wouldn't stand for it when he even brought up finishing their long-running feud in the ring. To stop writing all that, he turned to Instagram. Ninja claims she isn't concerned about half of it, but you know I keep. If you earned $1, celebrate since it was something you've always wanted to do. Ninja, you wanted to do verses for free. And sure enough, Cam provided the receipts, so it's clear he wasn't kidding. This opportunity is bigger than life to me. It's not about money for me with this. Yes, the money makes it even better, but this is my ultimate bucket list and dream since we started this. He added, screen grab of a text message from Jim. That's the problem. And I don't mean to be critical, but that platform has the power to transform many industries and introduce us to many new ones as both solo and group artists. Anyone who hasn't plugged in can count on me to sacrifice something to get something. Despite being part of the well-known hip-hop duo, The Diplomats, Jim and Cam have been insulting one another for years, and nobody believes that they will ever stop. Breed soon, but a lot of fans think Jim is just taking advantage of 50 to get more attention for his next album. Jim Jones was obviously trying to get publicity for his new album by being inflammatory. But do you guys think he's just doing this to get it out there, and that 50i would take more shots in return? Don't forget to watch the video that follows. And you are welcome to leave a comment below.